This man left his newlywed wife, willing to spend money on her, to start a relationship with a rich woman, but he suddenly saw that after the girl finished dating him, she was going to date another man in another room. The girl was involved with multiple men. Yoo-joo hung up the wedding pictures in My Lee's room and offered to go to Bai Chang-woo's place himself to ask for repair tools. The two of them made various sweet gestures in front of Bai Chang-woo, trying to maintain the act of a happy couple. The next day during the meeting, one of Yoo-joo's subordinates kept looking at his back and thought he looked like the bridegroom kissing at the photo studio the previous day. He informed his colleagues about this. Curious colleagues then asked if he had clearly seen the bride. As he concentrated on recalling the events, he felt the bride looked like My Lee. My Lee's heartbeat increased rapidly. She saw the subordinate taking out his phone and calling the photo studio to check the appointment list. She quickly got up to stop him. Just then, Yoo-joo entered the meeting room and formally announced the start of the meeting, which stopped the subordinate's action. After the meeting ended, My Lee dragged Yoo-joo towards the stairs, fearing the subordinate would continue his investigation. Yoo-joo told her to stay calm and said that he hadn't used his real name when making the appointment, so checking would not yield any information. My Lee couldn't help but admire Yoo-joo's foresight. Yoo-joo took the opportunity to hand her some of his personal clothes, so she could place them around the house, ensuring no one would suspect them. Before leaving, Yoo-joo informed My Lee that his grandmother really liked My Lee's design and that she would give a presentation in front of his grandmother at the next meeting. At this time, Yoo-joo's grandmother was resting at home. She heard that the head of the company's accounting department had died in a road accident. Yoo-joo's uncle informed the grandmother that the department head had a gambling problem and had embezzled company funds to pay off gambling debts. Since the man was dead, he suggested the company show respect to the deceased and not delve any further into the matter. The grandmother believed it and immediately agreed, but she did not know that her uncle himself had actually embezzled the company's money. Earlier, the department head had found discrepancies in the accounts and reported the embezzlement of funds to the uncle. Fearing the matter would be exposed, the uncle thoughtfully gave the head a drink on his way back from work. The department head drank the beverage before driving, and a little later, his vision blurred due to dizziness. He then crashed into a large vehicle coming from the opposite direction and died on the spot. When the family members were having dinner, they discussed the department head's accident. The aunt warned everyone to be careful while driving and expressed relief that the head was alone in the car at the time. If any family member had been with him, they would have died too. In the past, Yoo-joo's family was also involved in a car accident with 3 casualties, and only Yoo-joo survived in the end. The grandmother stopped the aunt, fearing she would remind Yoo-joo of the painful memory. Yoo-joo silently got up and returned to his room. The accident that killed his parents flashed in his mind. He was the only one who could get out of the mangled car. At that time, a man carrying a small girl happened to be passing by. He saw the scene, immediately called the police, and took Yoo-joo to the police station. The girl gave Yoo-joo the teddy bear toy in her hand to comfort him and even cried for him. Yoo-joo took out the teddy bear, which he had treasured for many years, from his drawer. Whenever he felt weary in life, this toy gave him strength and helped him get through the hard nights. The next day, the department store representative came for the inspection. Yoo-joo voluntarily played the role of My Lee's husband. They wore matching clothes, and the house was decorated with Yoo-joo's everyday items, so they could pass the test as a newlywed couple. My Lee asked Yoo-joo to remember their wedding date and the honeymoon plan they had created. Yoo-joo looked at the plan and sighed, saying that My Lee had very poor taste because she had fallen in love with a man who only needed money and had cheated on her. My Lee remembered her first meeting with her ex-boyfriend. Once while traveling, she fell into the water, and her ex-boyfriend rescued her and brought her to shore. As soon as she opened her eyes, she was attracted to his smart appearance. She doesn't regret the relationship, but is sad that in exchange for her sincerity, she did not receive her boyfriend's conscience and good treatment. As they were talking, a call came from Bai Chang-woo, who informed them that the representative's inspection for the day had been cancelled due to a sudden commitment. Yoo-joo breathed a sigh of relief and prepared to leave. He was unexpectedly interested in the lucky mascot doll for Ming Jun Tang made by My Li, and sat down to discuss it with My Li. A phone call from Zeng Jing reminded him that they had a prior appointment to meet. Zeng Jing actually wanted to confess her love to Yu Ju. She saw that Yu Ju had completely forgotten about the date, so she said she had more work and would propose to meet later. The next day, My Li came to Ming Jun to give the design report to Yu Ju's grandmother and other senior officials. Just before the report began, she suddenly received a phone call from her mother. She learned that her mother was going to offer her ex-boyfriend's mother an assistant position. My Li was afraid that the news of her breakup might be exposed. Yu Ju learned about the matter, left My Li to give the report, and immediately set off to stop My Li's mother. Actually, My Li's mother had called My Li before coming to the city but couldn't connect. She then called My Li's ex-boyfriend. The ex-boyfriend, who was on vacation, answered the phone annoyed. Just then, the ex-boyfriend unexpectedly saw a message on his new girlfriend's phone, which only contained a room number. Without thinking too much, after finishing the date with his new girlfriend, on their way back to the room, his girlfriend said she was going to meet friends nearby and asked him to return alone. The ex-boyfriend remembered the room number and the message and became suspicious. He pretended to listen and returned to the room, but actually secretly followed his girlfriend. He was stunned to see that his girlfriend really went into the room written in the message and hugged the man who opened the door right in the corridor. At the same time, My Li's mother, who could not be contacted, arrived at the ex-boyfriend's house with various small homemade foods. The ex-boyfriend's mother and sister coldly informed her that the two of them had broken up a long time ago, and they mocked poor My Li, saying she was not worthy of their ex-boyfriend. They told My Li's mother not to bother them anymore. My Li's mother smiled and said there might be a misunderstanding, but the two arrogant women directly pushed her out the door. She accidentally fell to the ground, and the food she brought scattered everywhere. Just then, Yu Ju arrived and saw this scene. He immediately helped My Li's mother up, gathered the scattered food, and drove her carefully to the station. Knowing that Yu Ju was My Li's business partner, My Li's mother warned him not to believe any lies from the ex-boyfriend's family and insisted that her daughter My Li was a kind and hardworking girl. Yu Ju sincerely stated that he had seen many qualities in My Li during their time together, and that the ex-boyfriend's family was actually short-sighted. My Li's mother requested Yu Ju not to tell My Li about their breakup. She then called My Li and said she hadn't met the ex-boyfriend's mother, but she didn't know that My Li already knew the truth, because her ex-boyfriend's sister had contacted My Li, cursed her in bad language, and told her she was causing trouble in their lives, warning her not to do so in the future. Yu Ju came to give My Li the small foods her mother had given and saw that My Li had just been crying. He then advised her to tell her mother the truth. Since they were both concerned for each other, it was better to be clear about everything and cut all ties with that family. Encouraged by Yu Ju, My Li called her mother and apologized for lying for such a long time and regretted causing her mother worry. The mother answered the phone and said she didn't like the ex-boyfriend's family at all. She maintained the relationship because My Li liked the boy. Since they had broken up now, she would not have to see their faces again in the future. After hanging up, the mother tore up the old pictures of My Li and her ex-boyfriend and threw the ex-boyfriend's picture in the trash can. My Li was eating the food her mother had sent and received another call from her mother. The mother couldn't find her wallet, which might have fallen in Yu Ju's car. My Li called Yu Ju and asked him to look for her mother's wallet in the car. Yu Ju found the wallet stuck in the seat gap and opened it to find a picture of My Li's family. In the picture, the little girl is My Li, holding the teddy bear toy that is very familiar to Yu Ju. Actually, the last time at the motel, when Yu Ju was tidying up sleeping My Li's belongings, he had seen the picture once. That's when he learned that the little girl he had been looking for all these years was right beside him. This is why he actively took My Li to take wedding pictures, acted as a happy couple in front of Bai Chang Wu, and did everything to help her in difficult situations. All this he did to repay that small act of kindness he received many years ago. My Li received a phone call and thought Yu Ju was calling to tell her about the wallet. But when she answered, she saw it was her ex-boyfriend on the other end, whom she had not been in contact with for a long time. The cheated ex-boyfriend has returned to the country and wants to restore his relationship with Mai Li as soon as possible. At the same time, Yu Ju, who found the wallet, also called Mai Li. This is where the episode ends. For the next episode, please like, comment, and subscribe to the video. See you in the next episode.